reason I'm calling, Mrs. Ashley, is that I would like to place you in nomination as my first ambassador to Romania.
Is she really that essential to us?
The controller can think of no one else who would suit our purpose so well.
Yeah, okay, I'm on my way.
Quite frankly, Mrs. Ashley, the president is hoping that you might reconsider his offer.
I do solemnly swear I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
You are an amateur, Mrs. Ashley. If someone were going to pay you off, they should have made you ambassador to Iceland.
I got a present for you.
What?
Madam Ambassador, welcome to Romania. My name is Bill McKellen.
Nobody cheats on her.
I accept this letter of credence from your president. And I announce that you're now officially the American ambassador to my country. Oh, and make sure the children are there. This should be a festive occasion. I believe that fireworks are traditional on the 4th of July. Mary Ashley and her children will be killed.
Oh, good morning. I put all the morning dispatches on your desk. Here's a dossier that was hand-delivered by Army Intelligence from Mr. Stuckley's office. Everything we know about Romanian officials. Everything.
Personal things?
Yes, ma'am. But I'm sure they know all there is to know about you.
Won't get them very far.
Good morning, Madam Ambassador. Well, here we are again. I hope you slept well.
Do you spend your life walking into places unannounced, Mrs. Slade?
Lesson number 1. Whenever possible, the ambassador starts her day by having coffee with her deputy chief of staff. That's a little present from me to you.
Thank you.
Sugar?
No sugar, no cream.
I brew it myself. Great stuff.
Is there a lesson number 2, Mr. Slade?
I'm glad you asked. This machine, this is a shredder.
I know what it is.
Last night when you went out, you left some papers on your desk. By now, they've been photographed and sent to Moscow.
What papers?
Oh, a list of cosmetics. of facial tissue, of toilet paper, other personal things you ordered.
Earth-shaking.
The cleaning women work for the Securitate. They're grateful for any scrap of information they can get, and they're ingenious at putting things together. That also goes for the servants that work at your house. How do you like it so far?
What?
The coffee.
It's coffee.
Thanks. You see, the Securitate here is the KGB and the police force wrapped into one. 1 out of every 3 Romanians works for it in some way. Not that they get paid. That could at least raise their standard of living, which is the lowest in Europe. Glad you came?
Yes. Yes, I am, Mr. Slade.
Mr. Maltz is here.
Have him come in.
Mr. Maltz.
Hi.
What's up, Eddie?
Got a tough one. There's an American girl here, student, University of Bucharest, exchange student. She's running some problems with the Romanian...
Excuse me, Mr. Maltz. Did you wish to see me?
Oh, right. Yes, we've got a problem. There's an American girl, 19. She was arrested last night for possession of drugs. That's an extremely serious offense around here.
What kind of drugs?
Marijuana. Just a joint, she says. She's a student, and right now she's scared to death.
What will they do to her?
The usual penalty is 5 years.
And what can we do about it?
Well, you could always use your charms on the head of Securitate.
Name's Hannah Murphy. She says she was framed. She may have a point.
Why?
Well, it seems she had an affair with a Romanian policeman.
Dumb, dumb, dumb.
They spent the night at her house, and then he turned her in.
He turned her in?
I've been trying to tell you. We, Madam Ambassador, we are the enemy here. It may be all buddies and hands across the sea because we're trying to woo them away from Russia. But when you get down to the gritty, they're still communists, and we are the enemy.
The kids come from 28 different countries. And there's this Italian guy that keeps staring at me.
He was staring at all the girls.
He was not. Should I ignore him?
Do you want to ignore him?
No.
Ask if he's nearsighted. Once you get him talking, he won't stare anymore. Oh! What is that?
It's a dead Romanian frog. We're going to dissect it tomorrow. They got a great science lab.
Tim, take it off my desk. Now. Well, you two are doing pretty well. No big problems.
No, Mike took care of us.
Mike?
Mr. Slade, he told us to call him Mike.
What does he have to do with school?
He showed up there today.
Yeah, he introduced us to the teachers, didn't he tell you?
No.
Yeah, he knows a lot of the teachers.
He even knows some of the kids, too. He's really a neat guy. Don't you think so, Mom?
Yes. Yes, very neat.
And I've arranged a visit to the Ivan Stelian prison at the end of the week. I'll let you know when that's confirmed.
Thank you.
The first 3 parties start tonight.
3?
You've got 21 altogether this week.
That's impossible.
Well, with 75 embassies in Bucharest, they're always celebrating something.
Dorothy, would you tell Jaclyn, Thompson, and Maltz I'd like to see them?
They're in conference right now.
Conference? With whom?
With all the other consulars.
Are you saying there's a staff meeting going on without me?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you telling me that this isn't the first time?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what else is going on here that I should know about and don't.
Well, they are sending cables without your authorization.
Good afternoon. I won't take up much of your time because I know how busy all of you are. It's come to my attention that senior staff meetings are being held without my knowledge. From this moment on, anyone attending such a meeting will be instantly dismissed. It's also come to my attention that some of you are sending cables without informing me. Yesterday, Mr. Hatfield, you sent an unauthorized cable to the State Department. I've made reservations for you on a plane leaving for Washington at noon tomorrow. You are no longer a member of this embassy. The next time anyone in this room sends a cable without my knowledge or fails to give me full support, that person will be on a plane back to the United States. That's all for now. Mr. Slade, I'd like to thank you for being so kind to Beth and Tim at school yesterday.
No problem. They're good kids.
How did I do?
I'd say it was neat, but not gaudy. The shortest and most effective staff meeting I think I've ever witnessed. Well done, Madam Ambassador.
Thank you.
Now, you will note, gentlemen, that events in Romania are proceeding on
schedule.
I believe you've had the opportunity to look over the Controller's recommendation in reference to the Argentinian known as Angel. The price might appear to be a bit steep, but of course we are now dealing with an incident which may have enormous international consequences. Are there any questions? Any comments at all on the recommendation? Well, make no mistake, the contract will specifically call for the assassination of Mrs. Ashley and of her 2 children. May I remind you to observe the usual precautions upon leaving. Thank you, gentlemen.
Sitting there. I give you 10 minutes.
Mary Ashley, the American ambassador.
I'll die of
Just tell me what happened.
I met this policeman. We went out together a couple of times. He seemed so nice. Then one day last week, well, we made love. And afterward, we shared some marijuana that a friend had given me. It was just one joint. When I woke up in the morning, he was gone. The police showed up. They stood there watching me while I got dressed. And they brought me here. 5 years they told me.
Hannah, listen to me. I'm going to do everything in my power to help you. You understand? Everything. Please believe that. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be okay.
You're wasting your time. The girl is guilty as hell.
Well, you can't just walk away from her. What's his name?
Who?
The head of the Securitate.
Estrasa.
Captain Aurel Estrase. Good afternoon, Madam Ambassador.
Good afternoon.
You wish to talk to me?
Yes, please be seated.
Thank you.
I would like to discuss the case of Hannah Murphy.
Oh, yes, the drug peddler. Forgive me, my English not very good.
I can understand you.
You see, we have strict laws here with drugs.
Well, I'm pleased to hear that. I wish we had stricter laws in my country.
Good. We agree.
Yes, anyone who sells drugs deserves to go to jail.
Yes.
Hannah Murphy, however, did not sell drugs. She offered to give some marijuana to this man.
It is the same thing.
No, not quite. The man she was with is a lieutenant on your police force. He smoked marijuana too. Has he been punished?
Why should he be? He was merely gathering evidence.
I understand he has a wife and 3 children?
The American girl tricked him into bed, so to speak.
So to speak. The girl is 19 and the lieutenant is 45?
Age has nothing to do with it.
We're quite alone. I had this room checked for any recording devices before you arrived.
So?
Does the lieutenant's wife know about her husband's affair?
Why should she?
It sounds to me like a clear case of entrapment. Captain, I think we should make the whole affair public to the international press.
Well, there would be no point.
Why?
Well, because I see...
Because the lieutenant just happens to be your son-in-law?
Certainly not.
Did he get a promotion over this?
We only wish to see justice done.
So do I. It would seem that your son-in-law has trapped other young female tourists, even sleeping with them as he did Hannah Murphy. However, I see no reason for your daughter to know how her husband conducts himself. No, I think it'd be much better for all concerned if you quietly released Hannah Murphy from jail and I shipped her back to the United States. What do you say, Captain?
You are a very interesting lady.
Thank you. I'll expect Miss Murphy in my office this afternoon. I'll see that she's put on the first plane out of Bucharest.
I will use what little influence I have.
Yes, I'm sure you will, Captain.
Madame.
So where is he?
Where people don't find him.
Well, tell him it's confirmed. He leaves for Bucharest next week.
More.
What?
And he don't like to do this bad thing with the children. He want 2 million pounds. English pounds.
Oh. Well, maybe we forget the whole thing, huh?
Okay, sure.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
Good. Hey. My baby, he's out of town. If you know what I mean.
Get out of here.
Please, you will help us. You will help us.
The Americans will help, I know.
Yes, it is she.
Iskadash, Shemerala. Beamadi Brachirote, Biamo, Bakte, with Hayakon, Vimahom, Vahaye, the Quality Israel, Yagalai, Manka,
Mr. Slade, those
Good morning.
people... Good morning.
What do you know? Just couldn't wait for my coffee.
Those people outside at the gate, who are they?
Romanian Jews, for the most part, waiting to file applications for visas.
Why don't they go to the Israeli embassy?
Well, they think we have a better chance of helping them. They're wrong, of course. It's a cat and mouse game. Ionescu lets a few people out of the country every year.
Well, there must be some way we can help them.
We're not talking about getting a drug case dismissed here, not this time. No, this is government ironclad policy. Here you are.
Thank you. Tell me, Mr. Slade. Mike, do you think it might be possible for us to have a little better relationship?
Sure. Why not? I was thinking this morning, well, it occurred to me that you might like to go to the theater this evening.
I'd like that very much.
There's a Romanian ballet company playing. Karina Sokolai, big star. It's supposed to be pretty good.
That sounds very nice.
Well, I have 3 tickets. You could take Tim and Beth.
Thank you.
Hello. Yes, just a moment. Dorothy.
Yes, Dorothy. Churchman?
Oh, let me take that. Dorothy, tell them that nothing has changed. We still can't help them. Right. Thank you. Those people have a chance to go to a church in Utah, but they'll never get the visas. Here are your tickets. I'll have Florian pick you up at 8.
Thank you.
I don't want to go. Do I have to?
Of course not.
It's my Italian friend.
Who?
From school.
Oh.
I invited him to dinner, Is that all right? There's a million servants here.
Oh, of course. Where's Tim?
In his room with Ivan.
Ivan?
A friend from school. They're helping each other with their homework. I don't think he's going to want to see any Romanians dance either.
You're probably right.
Have fun.
Hello, I'm Mary Ashley.
The
I wanna
American
thank you for a
ambassador.
lovely evening.
I need your help. I cannot stay here. I have spoken out too freely. I will not be allowed to dance here much longer. I want to come to America. Thank you so much for your kind words.
Ah, Madam Ambassador, a front tire is flat. We have no spare, but I have sent for one.
Well, how long will it take?
Oh, maybe an hour.
How far are we from the residence?
About 5 blocks, eh? Straight down the Calamoschelor to the Central Square.
Maybe I'll walk. I'll see you in the morning, Florian.
At the square, turn it to Strada Rossetti, and you are there.
Strada Rossetti. Okay.
Excuse me. Are you lost?
I'm afraid so. I'm looking for the Strada Rossetti.
Sveni! What happened here?
These men tried to force me into the car. If it hadn't been for this gentleman.
Did you get hurt?
No.
Did they take anything?
No.
If they were going to steal your purse, they would have taken it on the street.
Who would want to kidnap me?
Excuse us, Corporal. Well, it certainly wouldn't be Ionescu's men who are trying to kidnap you. He, at the moment, is trying to keep relations on an even keel.
Someone looking for ransom?
In this country, there wouldn't be a trial, only a firing squad. I tell you what I'd do, Mrs. Ashley. I'd go home, right now.
Mr. Slade, I was appointed to this post by the President of the United States. And until he fires me, I don't want you or anyone else telling me to go home.
All you'd have to do is send in your letter of resignation, pack up your kids, and go back to Kansas, where you'd be safe.
I expect these people to work with me, not against me. Now, if that's too much for you to handle, Mr. Slade, then I strongly suggest that you make other plans.
Madam Ambassador, I'll pass on your message.
My country considers this loan from the United States an opportunity for both our countries to open the door to freer trade policies.
I appreciate that, Mr. President. And I've already made an urgent plea to the Senate Foreign Affairs Committee.
In that case, let me say that we are depending upon you, Madam Ambassador.
You have my promise. I'll do everything I can.
Oh, of course I miss Paris, but I hope that next year... The lady in distress.
You two know each other?
We haven't been officially introduced.
Ah, Madame Ambassador, may I present to you Dr. Louis Deforge?
Madame Ambassador? Oh, I beg your pardon, I had no idea. I should have recognized you, of course.
You did better than that. You may have saved my life.
Oh, so you are the one. I heard of your unfortunate experience.
Well, it would have been unfortunate if Dr. Deforge hadn't come along.
Yes, well, I was just in the right place at the right time.
If you two will excuse me, please.
Tell me, why did you run away when the police came?
Well, it is not good policy to get involved with the Romanian police. They have a way of arresting witnesses. And as a mere doctor attached to the French embassy, I have no diplomatic immunity. Oh, some champagne.
Oh, no, thank you.
You don't like champagne?
Oh, I suppose that's heresy to a Frenchman.
Confession, I have never cared much for it myself. But I have found that if someone offers a toast, as they always do, then simply raise your arm. Nobody ever notices the difference.
Really?
Look, please. I hope you will forgive me if I seem to desert you the other evening. I've been extremely wary of political entanglement ever since I was in Beirut.
Beirut?
Yes, I was there when we were fighting the terrorists. And, well, they discovered my identity and exploded a bomb in the house where I was living. My wife and 2 children were killed in the explosion.
How horrible. I'm so sorry.
It is said that time heals. But I no longer believe it.
Neither do I.
Ladies and gentlemen, a toast to our host country. And to his president, Alexandros Ionescu.
Congratulations. The Foreign Relations Committee granted the Romanian loan. You pulled it off, apparently.
I'd like you to make me an appointment to see President Ionescu as soon as it can be arranged.
I'll go along with you.
No, I'll do this alone.
Oh, Madam Ambassador. I understand you bring good news.
No, I'm afraid not.
Are you telling me the loan was not approved?
Last-minute difficulty.
Difficulty?
Yes. I'm just as disappointed as you are, but... Well, the vote was favorable until one of the senators learned that some Romanian church officials were being denied visas to visit Utah. You see, the senator is a Mormon, and he was very upset.
Utah?
That's right, Mr. President.
Well, I don't see any difficulty there.
No?
Our church officials are free to come and go as they please.
But they were told that they couldn't...
We have a far more lenient policy toward them than any other Eastern Bloc country.
Yes, I know.
They may leave whenever they wish.
Really?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. President. And I'm sure the senator from Utah will be very pleased. Good day.
Good day.
Mrs. Ashley, I wish to point out that I was correct in the matter of the church officials. There was no difficulty.
A misunderstanding, I'm sure. My government was very pleased to proceed with the loan.
But of course, your people recognize our mutual interests.
I might point out to you, however, that there are other people here, Romanians, who wish to leave the country, and they are being denied that right.
They are dissidents, troublemakers.
Only because they...
The caviar. Have you tasted the caviar? It's fresh beluga. You must try it. Excuse me. He's right about the caviar. It's delicious. What is it they say? We have got to stop meeting like this?
Considering the amount of parties in Bucharest, that would be impossible.
Do you know a little restaurant called Tau?
I'm afraid not.
Oh, it's a charming little place. I made a reservation for one. They would be thrilled if I arrived with the American ambassador.
This evening?
It's out of the question, but I thought I would ask.
I'd love to.
Really? You have 2 children, I understand.
Yes. A boy and a girl.
And if you wish to bring them along.
Oh, no, they're busy tonight.
Well, then. Yeah, at what time should I pick you up?
I have some work to finish at the embassy, and I'd like to see the children. Would 8 be all right?
8 would be fine. And now, when I look back on those years in the underground in Beirut, they seem so far away. Forgive me, I'm afraid I'm going on too much here about...
Oh, no, not at all.
Is something wrong?
No, it's nothing.
Tell me.
Well, there's just a little trouble at the embassy this evening. Tell me, how long were you there?
3 years, fighting the various terrorist factions.
But you're a doctor.
Yes. You see, I believe every man must risk something, so that in the end he does not risk everything. But had I known the price I would have to pay would be the lives of my wife and children.
Have you never thought of marrying again?
No, she was a remarkable woman. I sometimes think no one could replace her. Perhaps I came here to Romania mostly to try and forget. But there is something here. I confess I feel an evilness about this country. Oh, not the people. They are lovely, but they are quite helpless. They are virtually slaves. Oh, I shall be glad when my tour of duty is over and I return to France.
There are some people who think I should go home.
No, impossible. I have made inquiries. Everyone who knows you here is very impressed. They say you've brought an image of America that is most engaging, most intelligent.
Well, I'm trying.
Oh, you believe in what you're doing. I know that. And you must not let anyone frighten you away.
Jean?
Yes, what's the matter?
Excuse me, but your limousine, the alarm just went off. They're tracking it. It's near the American school.
The children.
Mary, I just wanted you to know that the president is very pleased with the outcome of the surplus wheat sale and the Romanian loan. He says his faith in you is completely justified.
Thank you, Stanton. Tell him how much I appreciate that.
I certainly will. I'm going to be leaving for China. I'll be gone for a couple of weeks.
How can I reach you?
Through my office. They'll always know where to contact me. And, well, you just keep up that good work, Mary,
Thank you. Goodbye, Stanton. I'm leaving early today, Dorothy. I have the party at the Chinese Embassy.
What's the matter?
I don't know. I haven't been feeling all that great this last week. Low energy. See you tomorrow.
And then, just as we are about to sit down to dinner, this pig, he jumps on the table and starts to scream. Well, in French, of course. Well, I say to my wife, I say, look, I like pork, but this is too much. But I must tell you, this little pig, he knew what he was doing. I mean, after that, my wife couldn't bear to have him killed. He became a pet for the children.
Honestly?
Honestly, cross my heart. Now, Tim, I must tell you the story of the bicycle with no bars to handle.
Handlebars.
Right, you steer with your feet. Your children are delightful.
Thank you. They told me they'd like to see you again.
Really? Oh. You know, Beth reminds me very much of my elder daughter. So beautiful. Well, I think it is time. You realize what I am doing? I am reliving my past. Perhaps, is it my future? I can't tell you what this evening has meant to me. Good night, Beth.
Good night.
Coffee for two? No cream? No sugar? A little strong, just the way you like it.
Thank you.
I couldn't set that meeting for you. Ionescu has canceled all appointments.
How come?
It's his son. The boy's come down with botulism poisoning. Apparently it's very serious.
Botulism?
The boy was visiting friends in Germany. They've had a big epidemic there.
Well, we'll get the anti-serum to him.
We're told the epidemic has used all their supplies, including ours.
Dorothy, get me the Center for Disease Control in Atlanta, Georgia, right away.
You're wasting your time. They could supply this stuff, but you can never get it here on time. Not for botulism poisoning. It works too quickly.
Yes, I can hear you very clearly, Madam Ambassador, but I don't think I can help you. You see, in order to requisition a supersonic jet, you've got to have an approval from the Secretary of Defense, and then you can Yes, I am listening, but I can't possibly authorize an operation like this without an approval from the Secretary of...
General, if Ionescu's son dies because you wasted time on this, I promise you that word of your refusal is going to be communicated to the White House. Do I make myself clear?
Your Excellency, we have communicated with everyone, both Eastern and Western Europe. They have nothing.
I don't want to hear it. He's not going to die. Do you understand me? He's not going to die. Usually, it
is the type E botulism associated with canned food, mostly fish. The symptoms can appear within hours, and then, if you don't have the right serum, then, well, it's one of those...
Oh, sorry to interrupt.
Oh, do you know Dr. DeForest?
Doctor, I just came from the airport. The plane refueled in mid-Atlantic. It landed in Bucharest about an hour ago. The foreign minister picked up the anti-serum, and it's on its way to the palace.
Oh, thank God.
You have a hell of a lot of clout, Mrs. Ashley. Sorry for the interruption.
Oh, my God. It must have cost $500,000.
I think you may be very close.
I can't believe anyone ever got a thank you note like that before. What are you going to do?
Return it, of course.
He might get insulted.
I'll risk it.
Wow, this is heavy.
You better get a couple of Marine Guards to take it back.
Ha! I'll get a company.
So, you return my gift.
Yes, Your Excellency.
What do you want?
I don't want anything. I don't make trades for children's lives.
Nevertheless, his life was saved. And I must offer you something.
No. Is that all, Your Excellency? May I go?
I will not be indebted to you.
Your Excellency, I have 2 children of my own. I think I can understand how you feel.
If you were to make a wish, any wish, what would it be?
A wish? I don't know what you mean.
You know what I mean.
There's nothing.
I insist.
Each and every day, I've been trying to get your foreign minister to lift the restrictions on those people who want to emigrate from Romania. Those people whom you call dissidents.
Why? Why would any good Romanian wish to leave his mother country? I don't call them dissidents. They are dissidents. They are troublemakers. And the trouble they make will do them no good. Good day, Madam Ambassador.
Good day. I'd like all your reports in by July 1st with your timesheets. Colonel McKinney, could you get me those security evaluations by Friday?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. That's all. I'll see you in a moment.
Well, 3.
Are you all right?
Yes. It's nothing.
You sure?
I'm fine. Is there something you want to say, Mr. Slade?
Yes, something confidential. That's why I'd rather talk to you in here.
Well?
It concerns you and Dr. DeForge.
I'm listening.
There is an embassy advisement, you know, about involvement with foreigners.
Thank you. I appreciate your concern. But whom I see is no one's business.
It's the business of everyone in the embassy.
Because he's a foreigner?
Dr. DeForge is an enemy agent.
What?
He is an enemy agent.
I don't believe it.
Think about how you met him.
Very fortunately, as it happened.
Exactly. The poor damsel in distress, the knight in shining armor. It's the oldest trick in the world. I've used it a dozen times myself.
I don't give a damn whether you have or you haven't. He fought against terrorists in Lebanon. He lost his wife and his children there.
Your doctor never had a wife or children.
Eddie, I'd like to ask you a favor.
Sure.
I'd like some information on a Dr. Louis Deforge. He's attached to the French embassy here.
Anything in particular?
I'd like to know if he was married and had children.
I'll get on it right away. Anything else?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Let's see. Married in Dijon, wife's name Renee, 2 daughters ages 10 and 12. They were killed in Beirut in a terrorist bombing when he was working for the underground there. Here you go, ma'am.
Thank you, Eddie. You can shred it.
The speciality of the house is game. I would suggest the venison.
I'll try it. My first.
I've no deer in Kansas.
No, not at the corner grocery.
Fantastic.
What?
You, sitting there with the river and the trees behind you. Breathtaking. I wish I were a painter and not a doctor. Perhaps one day you would give me a photograph.
Of course. And perhaps I can have one of you.
No, as a matter of fact, the only photograph I have is, well, it's an old one that was taken in Beirut with my family.
May I see it?
Really like to?
I'd love to.
Of course.
What a lovely family.
That was taken 2 months before they were killed. Oh, for so long now, I have felt like a ghost, wandering around, lost. So helpless without her. Even the trivial things, I did not know how to cook a meal or make a bed even.
I guess we're all victims in a way. I remember reading something after my husband died that stayed with me ever since. I suppose it's rather poetic and...
Tell me.
I read that our destinies are decided by a cosmic roll of the dice. The winds of fortune that blow from the windmills of the gods.
You believe it?
Yes, I think I do.
I have steamed the red one for you, madame. Oh, are you ill?
Yes,
perhaps I should send for the doctor.
No. No. Would you have Mihai call the Chilean ambassador and tell him I'm not feeling well?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
He's the smartest boy in the whole class. Children, please, not so loud. Your mother's not feeling very well.
What's wrong?
I do not know. Oh, madame.
Call the French embassy. I need Dr. Deforge.
Yes, ma'am.
right, I'm here now. How long has this been going on?
The last few days.
What have you been eating?
Nothing.
Have you been thirsty?
Yes.
Pains, muscle cramps, nausea?
Oh, yes, all three. What is it? What's wrong with me?
It's all right, thank you, Carmen. Can you remember precisely when it started?
The day after we got back from the mountains.
Do you remember having anything to eat or drink that made you feel ill afterward?
No.
You have breakfast here at the residence with the children. And the children are fine.
Yes.
You have lunch in the same place every day.
No. Sometimes at the embassy and sometimes not.
Is there any place you regularly have dinner or anything you regularly eat? Mary, stay awake. Listen to me. Any person you eat with constantly.
It's just a virus, isn't it?
Mary, it's very difficult for me to say this. It's unthinkable, but I think someone is poisoning you.
Oh.
In fact, I would suspect it's arsenic, except I know that arsenic is not for sale in Bucharest.
Oh my God. Who would want to
try to think more carefully? Is there any kind of set routine you have involving food or drink every day? Yes?
No.
What is it?
Well, Mike Slade brings me coffee every day. He's always there waiting.
But what possible reason could he have?
After I got here, from the very beginning, he's been trying to get me out of the embassy. Oh, I just can't believe it.
All right, we'll talk about this later. The first thing we have to do is to get you well again. I'm going to give you an antidote for arsenic called Bal. I'll alternate that with penicillamine.
The servants.
It's all right. They won't have to know. Don't worry, my darling. We'll have you up in no time. Ah, there you are.
How is she?
Much better. Your mother is going to be all right. She'd like to see you if you want to come up in about 5 minutes. What do you think? Are you well enough to go back to work?
I will be Monday, I'm sure. You know, this is twice now that you've saved my life.
Well, I think we damn well better find out who's trying to take it.
How?
Well, I've been checking out the various embassies, all but yours, which refuses to give me the information. Now, none of the others carry any arsenic of any kind. So if you were to drop by the pharmacy in your embassy, tell them that you have some trouble with insects in your garden and ask for a pesticide called Antol. It's loaded with arsenic.
And if they have it?
Anyone who checks out a poison has to sign for it. And the signatures will be on the form. You understand?
Yes. Yes, I certainly do.
Madam Ambassador, good morning. Welcome back. Guess that flu really knocked you out.
Yes, it did almost. Excuse me, I wonder if you could help me.
In a minute, I just have to...
Oh, Madam Ambassador, I'm sorry. I didn't see you. Are you feeling better?
Much better, thank you.
Good. Can I get you something? Antihistamine?
No. It's something else entirely. You see, my gardener tells me we're having trouble with insects, so I was wondering if you might have something, it's called Antol.
As a matter of fact, we do. An infestation of ants is very unusual this time of year. You're the second person who's inquired.
Oh?
Yes, you'll have to sign for it.
Oh, Madam Ambassador, it is wonderful to see you again.
Thank you, Dorothy.
Are you feeling better?
Much better.
Well enough for that 4th of July party this year. I could easily cancel it.
No? We're gonna have it, as usual.
All right.
Okay. Mr. Malt?
Yes, ma'am.
I have a coded message which I'd like to go to Washington right away. Could you do that for me?
Sure can.
It's for Stanton Rogers. It's very important.
Right away, ma'am.
Look, I don't know how she got past the guards. All I know, she's here now. Madam Ambassador, there's a woman here called Ines Sakoli. She's in your office. She just walked past the guards.
Oh, please, you must help me.
Come, sit down.
Please. I want to go to your country. I can stay here no longer.
We can keep you here at the embassy for a brief period,
Oh,
but...
please.
I'll do everything I can to help you, but I can't make any promises.
Oh, God bless you. God bless you, Mrs. Ashley. Thank you so much. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you.
Hello. This is Louis Desforges. I thought perhaps you might like to know that Mrs. Ashley is going to live.
Well, why shouldn't she?
Because someone has been poisoning her.
What the hell are you talking about?
It is quite possible you know what I'm talking about.
I haven't the faintest idea, but if you're suggesting...
Yes, I am suggesting.
Well, you're wrong. I don't know where you got all of this, but you've gone off the deep end. I think we ought to get together, talk about it, get it squared away.
I agree. I shall be in Ploesti all day, but I shall be back this evening.
What time? We could meet at Bennyassa Park on your way back.
Say about 7.
I'm glad you could come. I think we can clear this up rather quickly. You said on the telephone that you thought someone was trying to poison Mary Ashley?
I know it.
And you think I'm responsible?
You could have placed it in her coffee a little at a time.
And have you reported this to anyone?
Not yet. I wanted to talk to you first because, well, frankly, I find it extremely difficult to believe.
Believe it.
What?
I said believe it.
I am so sorry.
About what?
About Dr. Desforges.
What about him?
They found his body this morning in Bennyassa Park, shot to death.
I'm trying to reach Stanton Rogers. Please have him call the moment you're in touch. Yes?
I think you're making a mistake. Keeping the Sokolai woman here. I mean, she is their leading ballerina. A national treasure in this country. We can hold her here for a while, but they will never let her leave Romania.
We'll find a way. standing by. I've been standing by.
Hello, Mary.
Did you receive my cable, Stanton?
Cable? No.
Yes, I had Eddie Malt send you a coded cable.
Well, I never received it. I was informed, however, that you were trying to call me.
Please, listen very carefully. There is someone here, right here in this embassy, who's trying to kill me.
Good God.
And I know who it is. Stanton, are you sure this line is secure?
Yes, absolutely.
Every morning since I've been here, a small amount of arsenic was placed in my coffee. Slowly, systematically, I was being poisoned. And every morning, that coffee was brought to me by Mike Slade.
No, I can't. Look here, isn't it possible that he didn't know the coffee was tainted?
He made it himself in his office.
Couldn't someone else have had access to that coffee?
Stanton, you don't understand. He has been trying to get me out of Romania ever since I arrived here.
I will inform the president at once. In the meantime, I will arrange for some extra security for you.
We're having the 4th of July embassy party on Saturday night.
Don't worry. He will be in custody by then.
Why is he doing this?
I don't know. But we're damn well going to find out.
McKinney.
It's Stanton Rogers, Bill.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you?
I want you to pick up Mike Slade. Hold him in close custody until you hear from me.
Slade?
Don't let him talk to anyone.
I'm afraid there may be a problem with that, sir. I've been trying to reach him myself for the last few hours. No one seems to know where he is. I've checked all my sources. He's disappeared.
Gentlemen, members of the Eastern Committee, I am pleased to report that we have reached the final phase of our Bucharest operation. Sir George, if you will. The incident will occur at the 4th of July party at the American Embassy. Arrangements have been made for international press and television coverage. Mrs. Ashley, her 2 children, and her guests will all be involved. We have no knowledge of how precisely this will be carried out, nor do we wish to have such knowledge. But I'm sure we're all aware here of the very grave risks, and indeed the possible Holocaust which may follow.
Mr. Chairman, we stand beside you.
I would like to say at this point that I think we all owe a very special vote of thanks to the person in Romania who helped bring this about.
Beth, tell Tim he has to wear a tie. I want you both looking your very best.
Okay, but he's not gonna like it.
What have we got now?
More decorations, banners, balloons.
Who the devil's gonna fill all those
Hey,
up?
don't worry, you off the hook. They will assign a civilian to do the work.
What are you doing here?
You're convinced I'm out to kill you. I don't blame you. Bill?
Where's the balloon? Still working on them. Hey! Oh, sorry. Helium, right? I didn't think helium burned.
The fact is, Mrs. Ashley, there's a faction in our government convinced that if we get involved with Iron Curtain countries, the communists will destroy us. On the other side, there's a faction of communists who think détente is a trick to bring capitalist spies into their countries. And so you have an unholy alliance, a super secret alliance of very powerful men calling themselves the Patriots of Freedom. They want our program here to flourish at first and then sabotage it in such a dramatic way it would never be tried again.
You fit the bill perfectly. Mrs. Middle America with 2 all-American kids. The ambassador with Sizzle. They use their press connections around the world to make you everyone's darling.
To put it bluntly, your assassination would put an end to any further ideas of détente. As it happened, Mike was able to infiltrate the group.
But you tried to kill me.
No, ma'am. What I'm trying to do, what I've been trying to do, Mrs. Ashley, to get you home where you'd be safe, to get you just sick enough so you'd have to leave Romania. Our doctors were waiting for you in Washington.
We couldn't tell you the truth. It would have blown the whole operation.
Even now, we don't know who put the organization together. He never attends the meetings. He's only known as the controller.
I'm sorry to say that your friend, Dr. Dave Forge, was part of the group.
Then why was he killed? Who killed him?
I had no choice. He knew I was a member of the committee. The moment that he sensed that I was poisoning you, he became suspicious of me. You see, you weren't supposed to die that way. I couldn't let him expose me.
He had children.
There was no family.
He told me.
He lied.
Eddie Maltz told me too.
Maltz?
Yes, I had him check it out. He said that Louis had been married and had 2 daughters.
Be damned, I just sent him to Frankfurt.
Our immediate problem is a man known as Angel, a professional assassin. He has a dozen.
I want
different
Edward
passports,
Maltz taken into
but no one
custody
can identify
immediately.
him because
He's at the
always
air base in
contacted through his
Frankfurt.
mistress.
We expect him to try to carry out the contract this evening at the 4th of July party.
To make it as public and as shocking as possible.
Extraordinary precautions have been taken. We have the full cooperation of the Romanian government.
You're asking me to set myself up as a target?
There's something that we haven't told you. Months ago, when these people heard that you turned down the nomination, it was your husband that stood in the way. They were determined to get him out of the way. And they did. They tried to make it look like an accident so you wouldn't become suspicious. We could put an end to all of this tonight, if you'd help us. But without you and the children...
No. Not my children.
Just a very brief appearance. I'll slip them out quietly and bring them back here.
Not my children.
The entire block has been cordoned off by Ionesco's soldiers. Nobody gets through without a pass. We have our own checkpoints at every entrance. Keep alert and keep at your posts.
Then just as soon as you've made your appearance with me in the ballroom, 4 Marine Guards will bring you back here.
You mean we can't stay for the party?
No.
Why?
I can't tell you why. It's a secret. You mustn't let anyone know you're leaving.
I don't want to stay
Why
for
does it
the
have to be
party.
so secretive,
Do you
Mom?
hear me? Do you hear me? No one. Tim?
Yes, Mom.
Beth? I love you.
Beat it! Get these babies out of here! Easy! Hey, easy! Don't worry, we won't break your precious balloons.
They'll be safe, don't worry.
Do you think he's here now?
I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry, sir. You look like you want to change your mind.
I'm here and I intend to stay here. I told you that a long time ago, didn't I?
Where did all those balloons come from?
Where we always get them, our air base in Frankfurt. They deliver them to our warehouse here.
Who delivered them?
Army personnel.
Who in Army personnel?
I don't know what unit, but I'll find out for you.
Do that, will you, Bill?
Yes, sir. The balloons and some other stuff were taken from an Army truck right into the storage room here. Took all afternoon to fill them up.
Who brought them in?
I didn't get his name, sir. A civilian.
A civilian? What the hell are you talking about? Who gave that authorization?
Well, I didn't see the papers on it, Colonel, but I was told that it came from Mr. Maltz at the embassy. Briggs can tell you more about it. Briggs! Hey, Briggs! Briggs! I don't understand, sir. He was posted this room, Colonel. He'd never leave without permission.
Angel is a woman. Eddie Maltz got a permit allowing Angel into the storage room. Look at this. I was checking the cylinders they used to fill the balloons for the party. There's a hell of a lot more than helium here. White phosphorus. This one is loaded with propane. Mix them with a little oxygen acetylene, you got a blast big enough to level a city block.
Mihai, would you see if you can find Mr. Slade?
Yes, ma'am.
A timer. There's got to be a timer to set them off. How long ago did he or she leave?
According to the sergeant, just a few minutes ago. Could be anyone.
I want you to clear the room immediately, make an announcement, get everybody outside.
What is it?
Those balloons up there, they're lethal. There's a timing device set to explode in here somewhere, and when it does, it's going to blow this place sky high in a matter of minutes.
The ambassador's folly. We can open the roof.
Not with a switch. Nothing electrical. Any kind of spark would set them off.
There should be a manual override.
Get them out. Say anything, but just get them outside. Come on, Bill.
Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Could you all step out into the courtyard as soon as possible? There's a small fire in the kitchen. Nothing to be alarmed about. But as a precaution, could we all step outside for a few minutes? Thank you.
Careful, Mike.
Yeah. There it is. Easy.
Excuse me, ma'am, but Colonel McKinney gave me orders to clear the ballroom.
Connors, please open the door.
Sir George, this is the police. Would you open this door, please, sir? Sir George, I must ask you to open this door immediately. Sir George, open this door. Sir George, this is the police. Sir George, I must insist you open this door. Sir George, you open this door. Break it down.
On that one, this is. Bye, my dear.
Yes. Yes, I see. All right, Jerry, thank you. They just picked up Hans Kreitz at the Bundestag in Bonn. He's the last one on Mike Slade's list except the controller.
And still no leads.
No one can identify him. Slade back yet?
Yes, he flew in yesterday on the same plane as Mrs. Ashley. I doubt very much that you're going to be able to persuade her to go back.
Well, how can we blame her? She's been used by everyone since she got there. I'd like to arrange an appointment with her for tomorrow morning. And tell Slade I've got another assignment for him in Washington.
All right. Take me to CIA headquarters.
In time.
What? What did you say?
First, we talk.
You?
Senor, I gotta tell you, I am disappointed. The bank in Geneva, there's nothing there.
You're damn right, there's nothing there.
Oh, sometimes things happen. I do good next time.
There won't be a next time. You're not gonna get a dime.
Oh, senor, I beg you not to make this hasty decision. We can talk.
We are through talking right now. Did you hear me?
You're never gonna see Angel again. Hasta luego.
Why Stanton Rogers?
I guess there's just no honor among assassins.
Assassins?
The Patriots of Freedom Committee. It may have just lost their last member and saved us a lot of trouble.
Stanton Rogers?
The controller. Mary Ashley said something to me on the flight back. She said the only two people that she trusted in all of this were the president and Rogers. That got me to thinking, someone above reproach. God knows the president wasn't out to sabotage his own program. But Stanton Rogers was something else. Here was someone high enough with all the connections necessary, someone who could personally supervise the publicity buildup. He knew exactly what Mary and the kids symbolized, and everything must have clicked for him. In fact, it almost worked.
You think she'll go back now?
I wouldn't take any bets on that, Bill, but I'll tell you one thing. The lady's got grit.
You know, of course, why I've asked you here to twist your arm.
Mr. President.
Now, I know, and I can certainly empathize with you, believe me. Can I show you something?
Yes.
This letter arrived at the White House yesterday. Ionescu sidestepped State Department channels to have it delivered to me personally.
Ionescu?
Yes, he's asked me to do everything I can to persuade you, to implore you to return. He even mentioned 23 dissidents.
What?
He's allowing 23 dissidents to leave the country. Even said he might permit a few others. Now, mind you, he didn't couple that with your return, but I think that's clearly the inference. So, you now have the presidents of two different countries asking you to reconsider.
If I did, Mr. President,
Yes?
I would insist our country give sanctuary to Karina Sokolai.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mary. I told you why we can't do that. That would offend Ionescu.
Well, he'll get over it. I know Ionescu, Mr. President. He's using her as a bargaining chip.
How do we get her out of Romania?
On one of our Army cargo planes.
All right. I'll clear it with state.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Don't mention it.
Oh, there's just one more thing.
Yes, Mary?
I'll need Mike Slade.
He already has another assignment, so anyone else at all.
Slade.
I get the feeling here that I'm being subjected to blackmail. In fact, now I know why you've done so well in Romania.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you very much.
Mary? Stay out of trouble.
Right. Hi.
Hi.
We're going to be neighbors again, Mr. Slade. I'm in the office next to yours until I go back at the end of the week.
Back home?
No, Romania. I talked it over with the president this morning. He told me to keep out of trouble.
Oh, nice sense of humor, the president.
You'll be going back, too.
No, not me. I think you've made some sort of mistake. I have another assignment. See, the president just told me.
Oh, no,
that
the
I was
president
going
just
to go
told
to
me. He said he wouldn't even consider my returning without Mike Slade. I said, of course, that you might not want to. But he insisted.
He insisted.
Hmm.
Well, that might help solve the problem.
Problem?
If the ambassador is not allowed to fraternize with foreigners, then who is she going to fraternize with? There has to be someone, right?
Absolutely. There has to be someone. In the meantime. Coffee?